Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is a 592nd Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. Straight away you'll see this battle was fought on a custom map, and that map was hosted by Brotherhood member Crypto, and this is going to be a fantastic battle for you to watch. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member Crypto. Now Crypto has got 12 infantry, 3 archers and 5 cavalry. Okay, 12 infantry, 3 archers and 5 cavalry. Quick look at the upgrades on his infantry. Right, can you see he's got 7 upgrades. He's got an experienced stripe, gold shield, gold attack. And remember, as we've seen in other battle videos, that actual stripe can really make a difference. Some of his units have just got gold shield, gold attack on, so he's got mixed upgrades on his infantry. So it'll be interesting to see how well they do during the course of the battle. Quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry, and he's just got gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry, as I think he spent most of his money on his infantry. So I think that's a really good balanced Roman army there, with archers, good infantry and cavalry. Okay, our next teammate is Brotherhood member Demon. Now Demon has got 14 infantry, 2 archers and 4 cavalry. Okay, 14 infantry, 2 archers, 4 cavalry. Quick look at the upgrades on his infantry. Can you see that most of his infantry have actually got 7 upgrades and experienced stripe, gold shield, gold attack. I notice a lot of players now are putting that experienced stripe on their infantry, and I think that's a really good thing. Plus he's got an eagle unit there as well. Remember, eagle units give you extra morale. So he's got his eagle unit, good upgrades, and he's got his general for morale bonus as well, his infantry general. So the eagle unit, his infantry general, plus a good upgrades. There's a lot of morale going on in that army. Some of his units, as you can see, have got no upgrades on at all, and I can guarantee that those will be his polar shield units. Okay, I think his thinking behind that is why spend money on units that you're just going to use to soak up enemy pilers. And his cavalry have got 7 upgrades on, and experienced stripe, gold shield, gold attack. So another well balanced army there, I think, for Demon. So Demon and Crypto, 2 really good well balanced Roman armies. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member Pompey. Now Pompey's got 14 Spartans and 6 of the cheap short-range archers. Okay, you don't see Pompey bring Greek cities very often, so it'll be interesting to see how well he does. Now these guys, these short-range cheap archers, okay, yeah, they haven't got a lot of range, they don't do a lot of damage, but they can be very important in battle. As we've seen in other battle videos, these guys used properly can be very, very effective. So why spend a lot of money on Cretan archers when maybe the cheap ones will do if they're handled well? Okay, our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, who's got his very old Roman army of 12 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, so there's our team. This should be a great battle for you to watch, and a very close one too. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I thought we'd have a look at Demon's old-fashioned pilot shield formation there. Can you see that one unit that he kind of sticks out from his main battle formation? Now, this is a very, very old pilot shield formation he used many, many years ago, but you'll be surprised how effective it is, because the enemy pilot shield units will throw all their pilers at that one unit, and because it's in that straight open order placement there, it tends to lose less casualties. And of course, if they throw all their pilers on that one unit, you've still got 2 fresh units in your pilot shield units that haven't been touched. So just saying, that's a very effective but very old-fashioned pilot shield formation. You might want to give it a go just to see what you think of it. And just have a look at Pompey's Greek cities formation there. Looks pretty effective. Let's say Pompey doesn't bring Greek cities very often, so it'll be interesting to see how well he uses it during the course of the battle. And here is the other team. I'd like to welcome to our game IOW ESRAX. We don't see him in many of our games these days, so just say welcome to him. He's got the Pontus faction. He's got 10 pikes, 4 archers, 2 chariot archers, and 3 heavy chariots. Okay, so let's say nice to see IOW ESRAX in our game. Let's say we don't see him very often. And let's say he's bought the Pontus faction that some people might call a lesser 31k faction. And if you notice here, his pike units are fully upgraded. 9 upgrades, 3 experienced stripes, gold shield, gold attack, fully upgraded. And just look at the length of those Pontus pikes that our guys have got to fight all the way down to kill the man on the other end. So fully upgraded Pontus pikemen, with those massive long pikes that we've got to try and fight down to kill the man on the other end. So that is a formidable pike army there. Only 10 of them, but fully upgraded. Now he's got his chariot archers there. As you can see, 2 archers and the driver on the chariots. When they form the Canterbury circle, they can be a real menace, because foot archers don't seem to be able to kill these guys, and they can do a lot of damage. And then he's got his heavy chariots. As we've said before, they bring a big fear factor, big attacking specifications, and they can be battle winning troops, but they definitely are a double-edged sword, because as we see in other battle videos, if they run amok, they become a menace to both friend and foe alike, because they kill both friend and foe alike, and they seem to be stronger in amok mode than they are in normal mode. So it'll be interesting to see what happens to those chariots during the course of the battle. Okay. Their next teammate is a Brotherhood member, BARCLAYMAN, who has bought his faction of choice, which is Carthage, and he's got 15 Sacred Band Spearmen, 1 Slinger, and 4 Light Cavalry. If you notice, he's got 8 upgrades, 2 Experience Stripes, Gold Shield, Gold Attack on his Sacred Band Spearmen. Now, we know these Spearmen are good with just Gold Shield, Gold Attack. You put 2 Experience Stripes on them, and these guys can be almost like super infantry. They are really that tough, as we've seen in other battle videos. Now, he's got these light cavalry here for a particular reason, and that is he's going to try and hunt down our archers. He knows he's facing Greek cities, and the Greek city general probably won't have any cavalry, so if he can get these fast-moving light cavalry over there quick enough, over to our team quick enough, he might be able to take out a lot of our allies' archers. Okay, so you notice he's got them in forward position there, ready to move really quickly towards any archers that he can see. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member TR. Now, TR's got 12 infantry, 3 archers and 5 cavalry. Okay, nice to see TR playing RTW again, and that's a pretty good balanced Roman army. And their last teammate is Brotherhood member LANDO. Now, LANDO has got 17 infantry and 3 cavalry, including the old school cavalry general, so he's got 17 infantry. So that's a heck of a lot of infantry, very infantry heavy there. And as I say, he's got the old school armoured cavalry general there. And just to say, as I said before, maybe 12, 13 years ago, we all used to bring this as our Roman general before most of us switched to an infantry general. So this is genuinely old school, maybe a bit old fashioned as well, but he usually handles this unit very well, as we've seen in other battle videos. So it'll be interesting to see how well he does with this during the course of the battle. Okay, so that's Lando's army there. As I say, 17 infantry units. Think of the missiles that those units can throw all together. Okay, at this stage of the battle, here you can see, as we thought, BARCLAYMAN's bringing his fast-moving light cavalry over here to try and target Pompey's archers. Okay, you can see them running over there. That's the reason why he had those cavalry right on the front of his setup area there, so he could race over here and try and take out his archers. You can see I'm running my infantry and cavalry over as fast as I can to try and cover those archers there. But you can see that one cavalry unit going in there. Get ready for this. Bang! As it smashed in there. Throw those archers up in the air there. But that was a good move by Pompey to counter that by throwing a couple of his Spartan units forward there to counter that cavalry unit, which I'm sure will rally in time. If you notice here, I've got my cavalry over there now ready to cover any further attack on Pompey's archers. Okay, you can see here Lando's armoured cavalry general there. He's probably been causing a bit of mischief, or will be looking to cause some mischief over on that side. And you can see a couple of ESRAX, his horse archers, chariot archers over there. They say fast moving, and used properly, these can cause a lot of damage and a lot of disruption with the amount of casualties they can cause, especially when they get into Canterbury Circle kind of thing. There you can see we're riding along with the chariots a bit there as they're shooting their arrows into my army. Now, I know Pompey was very concerned about these chariot archers there being able to kind of snipe off his archers there, because as I say, foot archers can't seem to kill these horse or chariot archers, especially once they get into that Canterbury Circle. It's just you just seem to waste arrows on them. So as I say, you can see that ESRAX has got those horse chariot archers there ready to shoot at us. But if you notice here, I'm moving my cavalry forward, and what you're going to see is an old cavalry tactic. It's an old anti-horse archer or chariot archer tactic that we used to use many years ago with our cavalry. I don't see it used that often these days. Some old school players still use it from time to time. If you notice here, can you see I've got my cavalry in a wide open formation. Now I'm going to put them into open order as well, because as we know, units in open order suffer less damage from missile troops. Okay, so you can see there that I've got my cavalry in open order there as I move towards those those chariot archers there. As I say, if the chariot archers come into range, then I will then charge my cavalry forward in that big extended line, and the chariot archers or horse archers, whoever you're chasing off with this particular cavalry tactic, they just can back off because it's such a wide, like it's a massive wave of cavalry coming towards them. Let's just pause the game for a second. So when you charge that cavalry forward in that big wide formation like that, as I say, it's like a massive wave coming towards horse archers or chariot archers, and the only thing they tend to do is just back off and run away. So as I say, if they get close to me, I will then move my wave of cavalry forward, if you like, to try and chase them away, or if possible maybe even try and catch them. But as they're fast moving, I doubt very much whether I'll be able to do that. As I say, here you can see Pompey moving his cheap short range archers forward. That is a bit of a disadvantage with short range archers. You've got to take them so close to the enemy to get them into range, and of course that then leaves them open to fast cavalry attack, especially if the enemy have got fast moving cavalry. So you need to get the balance right with that. And as I say here, I've got my cavalry ready to neutralize any of those chariot archers that get close to our troops. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle, you can see Pompey has put his attacking credentials straight down on the table and has moved forward with his Greek cities there, leading the charge for the team. As I say, always a very aggressive player is Pompey, and here you can see Lando bringing his armoured Roman cavalry general. Get ready for this, and bang! And he smashes in to one of Demon's pilot shield units there. Very aggressive, very attacking, as always Lando is with his armoured cavalry general. And usually with his army in general, always very aggressive and attacking there. So as I say, there you can see Pompey led the charge for our team there, and now we're all moving forward there to back him up as he's moved forward. You can see here one of BARCLAYMAN's fast moving light cavalry units there, looking to attack some more of those cheap short range archers of Pompey. As I say, the only problem with cheap short range archers is you have to take them out a long way out from your formation to target other archers there, and they're open to cavalry attack. Here you can see that both TR and BARCLAYMAN have integrated their armies together here, facing our Greek cities ally. Okay, so as I say, TR with his Brutii army and BARCLAYMAN with his Carthage Sacred Band spearmen there, looking maybe to target Pompey's Greek cities in maybe a combination attack, although I don't think they will, but they possibly might do there in the centre. You see Legion moving forward here with his very effective pilot shield unit, very old-fashioned but effective pilot shield unit there. Let's say I've got my cavalry there in that open order stance there, ready to move forward if those chariot archers get too close. If you notice here, can you see I'm just moving my cavalry forward slowly at the moment, just to see how ESRAX will react. Now I'm going to run forward there. As I say, having your units, as we all know, in open order, you tend to suffer a lot less casualties from missile troops. So of course, as I'm advancing towards these horse archers who will be shooting at me with their arrows as they're moving away from me in open order, I will definitely suffer less casualties. You can see this one chariot archer here looks like he's going to come in behind us, and maybe I might have to try and target that horse archer unit at a later date. But here you can see I'm moving my wave of cavalry back there towards our team. But as I say, that is quite an effective but very old-fashioned, old-school cavalry method of trying to neutralize horse archers or chariot archers. Here you can see Crypto moving his army up here. It wouldn't surprise me if he integrated his army with Pontus there to counter the Carthage and Brutii armies in front of his ally there. So you can see there, you can see my cavalry moving forward there, looking to try and target some of those archers, but I can see some cavalry moving across there to counter my cavalry unit, so I'm going to move my cavalry unit back. Once again, here you can see I'm moving my wave of cavalry forward, so that that chariot archer there is probably going to pull back, which he's doing now. And as I said earlier, with your units in open order, you tend to suffer a lot less casualties from missile damage than what you would if they were in close tight formation. Okay, so let's just pause the game for a second here. So as you can see here, as I said, TR and BARCLAYMAN have integrated their armies together. So what Crypto's done, that he's brought his Julii army over here and has integrated his army with Pompey's Greek cities. So that's a nice combination for both teams there. And it'll be interesting to see what happens in the centre here. Maybe this could be the make or break of the battle, what happens here in the centre. You can guarantee there'll be a lot of pilot exchanging going on between these two armies. And remember, those pilots are effective against armour, so they can do a lot of damage to each team. And as I say, you can see a lot of pilot exchanging going on there from the forward units of both armies. So as I say, it'll be quite interesting to see the enemy Brutii and Carthage against our Julii and Greek cities allies here in the centre. As I say, maybe that might be the make or break of the battle. Okay, can you see that one chariot archer unit we saw earlier, we looked at earlier, that got in behind us? So if you notice here, I'm moving a couple of my cavalry units down towards him. Now I guess he's going to try and run away, but remember that my cavalry now are moving as fast as they can in this open order, so hopefully, maybe I might just catch him. And if I could just catch one of those chariots, they'll be kind of hooked and stand there, and then I can hit them with my other cavalry unit there. Right, bang! Smash in there, and my other cavalry unit comes in, and bang! As we smash into that chariot unit. And that that chariot archer unit now has been taken out. Suffered a few casualties there, but at least that nuisance chariot archer has been got rid of, or one of them has there, so that's good news. You can see Crypto here has moved his cavalry up, probably with a view here to target enemy archers over there on the right hand side. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. Just like to draw your attention to Lando. Okay, can you see that Lando has split his army? Now remember, he had 17 infantry units, and he split his army into two, and he's obviously going to do a flanking action here. Okay, that's why he's moved his army round. But I say that he needs to be careful he doesn't get isolated, because look at the forces we could bring to bear here onto him if he does try and push that attack. See how he's moving around further here? He's moving that secondary army of his even round further, opening himself up. I mean, I don't know what you guys are thinking watching this. Do you think that that army that he's moved around the flank there could be a little bit isolated? Okay, let's just pause the game for a second. Okay, so as we know, Lando is a very aggressive attacking player, and to be an aggressive attacking player on Rome Total War is really great, because while you're moving forward, the enemy are having to pull back. They can only react to you, and they can kind of dance to your tune when you're attacking, when you're on the front foot. So it's good to be an aggressive player. But if you become too over aggressive, you can become isolated. And look how this secondary army of his, to me, now looks quite isolated. I can see our Greek cities ally bringing Spartan units down, as well as he's facing that cavalry ready to charge into him, plus all of the Scipii army there. So that army, to me, there does look a bit isolated. Maybe he needs to pull it back. He can see those Spartans coming down, so he can see, I think, that he's going to be attacked. But he's, unless he moves back, he could be quite isolated there. I don't know what you guys think. Meanwhile, over here, you can see that Crypto's using his cavalry very well at chasing down and killing enemy archers there on this flank. So, really well done there to Crypto. Nice moves with his cavalry. But as I say, back here on our left flank here, I'm just thinking Lando does look a little bit isolated here. Now, you can see here now, surely he can see here, okay, he's throwing his pilots in there, but he can see that there is a big movement towards that secondary armies of his by us, including Greek city units. Look at the cavalry charge in there. That cavalry unit of demons charging in there. Get ready for this. Bang! As he smashes in to Lando's army. Now, you can see Lando has moved his other army over now, so he's got his 17 infantry units together in a big bunch now. But you can see how Demon's cavalry is really pushing in there. And you can see that Lando is counter-attacked with his 2 cavalry units there. But look how we are now moving lots of our troops over towards his army there. Okay, as I say, including Spartans. So, as I say, Lando now has got Spartans and all of the Scipii army. And if you notice, our Julii ally, Crypto, is moving down as well. Okay, he can see that Lando is kind of a little bit isolated now. Look how far away Lando is from his ally. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. Okay, so you can see now that look at the distance between TR and Lando. it's a big gap, isn't it, between them? It's like a massive gap in their battle line. And now if Crypto puts a few units in as a blocking force there to stop reinforcements getting to Lando, okay, he could put a few units in there as a blocking force and take the rest of his units down there to help finish off Lando. Okay, so unfortunately I think Lando was so aggressive there, he's kind of isolated himself a bit, and you know, unfortunately he could pay the price now, because you can see, as I say, we're really pushing in on him there. You can see Crypto bringing his cavalry down there. Look at him. Bang! As he smashes in there to Lando's units there. You can see, so Crypto's cavalry's coming down. I'm bringing all my 6 cavalry units over here as well, because I can see that Lando's isolated. Get ready for my cavalry units going in there. And the first unit's going to hit the enemy. And bang! As it smashes in there. You can see the impact of my cavalry. Look how my cavalry is penetrating into Lando's infantry there. I mean, that's a massive penetration there by my cavalry, and yet Lando's still holding. You can see TR being a good teammate that he is, counter-attacking with his cavalry. But just look how Lando's army has become isolated there on this flank, and how we're hitting it. So he's got all of Crypto's cavalry, all of my cavalry, all of Demon's infantry and cavalry and Spartans there attacking his SPQR units. Now TR has brought some cavalry and infantry over to try and help his ally here, but I mean, Lando really, you know, he's just unfortunately got over aggressive and got a little bit isolated there. As I say, TR is trying his best here to try and help out as much as he can, but it's kind of you know, I'm not sure if he'll be able to save Lando here, because Lando, as I say, Lando had 17 infantry units. Maybe that gave him confidence to be aggressive, but anyway, back up here in the centre, you can see that Carthage looks like it's moving down there. You can see that ESRAX is moving his Pontus pikeman down as well there. But here you can see we're really pressuring Lando, what's left of Lando's army there. As I say, TR is charging his cavalry in there, and he's got some infantry support there as well. But you can see our cavalry, both Crypto's and mine, really pushing in there into the enemy troops. And if you look at the SPQR troops that's left there, you'll see there's not a lot left, bearing in mind that Lando had 17 infantry units there. Okay, you can see I'm pulling my cavalry back, looking to lock and load it. Here you can see Lando here getting some cavalry units, looking probably like he's going to charge into the rear of our engaged units there. And as I say, you can see, yeah, there you go. You can see he's going to charge into the rear of Demons and Pompey's units. They're getting ready for this, and bang, as he smashes in there with one unit, and bang, as he smashes in with the other unit there, really pushing into the enemy troops, into our troops there. So as you can see here, Pompey bringing down some Greek city Spartan units there. And here comes a chariot unit of ESRAX's, look, charging in there. And bang, don't forget, it's not just the attacking specification he's got, it's the fear factor that he brings, stopping the morale of our troops. Right, so here you can see that unit being bought in, of that chariot unit. Now if you look at our unit, can you see frightened by chariots? Okay, that's what you got. Unhappy at taking casualties there, but frightened, it's all frightened of chariots, which means that we've lowered that chariot unit has lowered the morale of our troops, making them more susceptible to routing, and that's what's happened through bringing in that chariot unit. Here you can see Demons still pushing into TR's green Brutii army there, but in the centre here you can see a real scrap going on there between the enemy Brutii and Carthage against our Greek city and Julii ally there. So as I say, maybe the centre could be the make or break of the battle. If you notice here, you can see that Pompey's got 4 Spartan units intact, ready to bring in when he's ready, and I'm bringing my infantry down from that right flank to support the centre there, because as I say, the centre could be the make or break of the battle. But as you can see here, most of Lando's units here on this left flank of ours has been broken. You can see most of them has routed there. And as I say, we got Spartan units as well attacking. You can see one of Lando's cavalry units, so he's got 2 of his units there going into the back of our Julii ally, and bang, as he smashes into the back of Crypto's infantry, bang, as that second unit goes in as well. Right, if you notice here, can you see I'm taking my cavalry through that little hole in the enemy battle line there, targeting the units in behind her. You can see that Demon's got his Scipii infantry in there as well, so I've charged my cavalry through to try and support that Scipii infantry there. And now I'm going to pull my cavalry back, but going into the rear of those engaged SPQR units. Can you see my cavalry coming back through those engaged SPQR units there? Right. Okay, so you can see here, I believe all of Lando's units have now been routed. 17 infantry units, 2 cavalry and an armoured cavalry general. Looks to me like they've all been taken out here on the left flank. Okay, so as I say, I don't know what you guys thought. Did you think he might have got a bit over aggressive, got a little bit isolated there, and he's been taken out? But here in the centre you can see that ESRAX's Pontus unit and BARCLAYMAN's Carthage units there pushing forward into our Julii ally and Greek cities ally there. Over here you can see more Pontus units, but over here there's a group of Pontus units and some Brutii troops here that may well either hit the flank of our engaged troops or may try and come over to where my army is there. We'll just have to wait and see what they decide to do with those units on that flank. Poor old Demon's general, as you can see here, has been routed, and I think Demon's lost a lot of his units in that battle on that flank. But as I say, the main thing for us is I think we've routed most of Lando's SPQR units there. As I say, he had 17 infantry units that we've just kind of taken out there. So as you can see, I'm bringing my cavalry back now, possibly to lock and load it, ready to charge in. But of course, when you've got spear or pike allies, you must be very careful using your cavalry, because remember, like we've said on lots of other battle videos, friendly pikes, friendly spears with their spears and pikes down will kill friendly cavalry. Okay, so as I say, be very careful using your cavalry when you have got allies with pikes or spears. Right, here you can see I'm trying to chase down that light cavalry that's been a nuisance in behind us. If I can catch them and take them out, because I notice they've been charging into the rear of our troops here. Right, now you can see in the centre here Carthage really pushing in to our troops there. Remember those Sacred Band troops? I think they had 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Look at the inroads, look at the penetration that those spears are making into our centre. Look at them moving forward into our units there. Really aggressive use of those Carthaginian units there. There's Lando there, he's rallied a couple of his infantry units, look, bringing into the rear of our troops. So he's got a couple of rallied units he's managed to bring back into the fray. But here on our left flank here you can see TR's green Brutii troops there fighting a combination of our troops there on that flank. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. Okay, so you can see that the Carthaginian general is pushing through there, but he's kind of got like a narrow attack way forward there, and if you notice there, we can push in from the flanks. Can you see I've pushed a lot of my army infantry units in there to attack in from the flank. You've got me attacking from the front as well as the flank, and you've got our other allies coming in from the other flank there. So BARCLAYMAN's spear units there are being kind of squeezed from both sides and the front, so there's a lot of pressure on those Carthage units there. So it'll be interesting to see how well he can hold there with all the pressure we're putting on him. See, I can see a couple of those Carthage units starting to rout now as we're really pressurising him with units coming in from the flank, as I say, from the front and from the side as well here. Really pushing in there, trying to take the Carthaginians out. If we can do that, I think that would be a big plus for our team, obviously, if we can take them out. As I say, you can see Crypto's army in there as well. He's got his infantry in there pushing forward as well into those Carthaginians. So we're really trying to take those Sacred Band units out. Here you can see I'm charging my cavalry unit in. Bang! Just want to take out that Brutii unit. I don't want to go any further because there's a pike unit in behind that Brutii unit, so I need to bring my cavalry back. I don't want to get into any hassle with that pike unit here. Or you can see that light cavalry, and bang! As it charges in to my general there. Charges in there. Unfortunately, I think Crypto's general has just been taken out by that Carthage unit, Carthage Sacred Band unit there. So I think we've just lost Crypto's general. You can see I'm chasing that fast-moving cavalry off with my cavalry. Okay, so let's just pause the game for a second here. Okay, so most of BARCLAYMAN's Carthage Sacred Band units we've managed to take out here, but you can see that what units he's got left plus Pontus here has set up kind of a battle line there. Plus you've got these Pontus units here that he may well move forward here to attack the flank of our attacking troops, or he may up pikes and take them around the rear and strengthen the centre a bit more. We'll just have to see. Here you can see Pontus has got his pikes out once again here, defending the other flank. Very good use of Pontus here, as I say, with those long pikes against the short spears of the Spartans there. Look at the short spears here that the Spartans carry in comparison to the length of those Pontus pikes. So you can see how those long pikes of Pontus there can have a big advantage over the Spartans, killing them before they can even get close there. As I say, look here, if you have a close-up look at that, look at the pikes damage that they're doing to the Spartans, and look how short it, look, he's trying to lunge forward, that Spartan is, and look how short his spear is, not even reaching the Pontus pikeman, where the Pontus pikes, look, are reaching him. So that's, as I say, that's the big advantage with these big long pike units against Spartans. Funny enough, Carthage can seem to weather the storm a lot better than Spartans. Look at all those dead Spartans laying on the ground there without hardly any Pontus dead. That's the advantage of the long pikes. Remember, every Pontus unit is fully upgraded. Every pike unit, 9 upgrades, fully upgraded here. So as I say, you can see us pushing through here with our Julii Roman army against Pontus and that Carthage general unit that's left there, as you can see, really pushing in there. So as I say, Pontus is very often looked upon as a lesser 31k faction, but over the years I've seen it used very well, and it can be a very powerful faction. Right here you can see the chariots of Pontus there charging in the rear of my troops there and Crypto's troops. You can see it making inroads into our infantry there, and don't forget the big fear factor it brings, as well as its attacking specifications that it brings to the battlefield as well. So you can see that luckily we've taken that unit out. And you can see a lot of enemy units are starting to rout there. Unfortunately, I can see that Crypto's general units been routed there, so his unit's gone. But as I say, a really good use of Pontus here by ESRAX. Very good use of Pontus. And as I say, it is looked upon by some people as a lesser 31k faction, but handled well, it can be a very powerful 31k faction. I see ESRAX has lost his general. So as we know, Pontus morale's not very good, but remember, as I say, those pikes are fully upgraded, 3 experienced stripes. Here comes another chariot unit, look, and bang, as that charges in there, routs some of our units there. So you can see all these Pontus pikes plus the Carthage general, and you can see the units that we've got left. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. So as I say, here you can see we're pushing in now, but I don't really want to put my Roman troops up against the long pikes of Pontus. So what I'm thinking here is maybe take my units out behind the Pontus pikemen, see, up there and round and get in behind them, rather than try and fight them head on. Remember that a pike and spear general wants you to attack with your Roman infantry head on, because they know that they can cause you a lot of casualties. So you need to get in behind them. You can see Demon's got 1 unit left, I think. That's all he's got left, I believe. And you can see that a lot of Crypto's units have been routed as well. So this has been a real battle of attrition here. And as I say, we are now going up against the long pikes of Pontus, handled by a good Pontus general here. As I say, look how we've got to try and fight down those pikes to kill the man on the other end, and we can't even get close to them to do that. So here you can see I've decided I'm going to move units round the flank of the enemy and try and get in behind them if I can, rather than try and attack them head on, which is what the Pontus general wants. As I say, make no mistake, that Pontus general would love us to attack him head on with our Roman infantry there, but we're not going to play that game. We're going to try and get in round the flank, try and hit him in the flank, or even get round behind him if we can. You can see the Pontus general could see we were going to move around the flank, so he's turned some units there to try and counter that move. And as you see, we're charging in now. I wanted to try and hit that unit as it was moving there. So now you can see we are engaged with the Pontus. Okay, so what I was thinking at the time here is if I can pin and hold these Pontus units with my infantry, I could see there were some Greek city units in behind him. So if we can pin and hold his units there, those Greek city units could come up and hit him in the rear there. So that's why I'm going to try and pin and hold those Pontus units. Plus, As I say, we've got our Greek cities ally there that can put some units in to pin and hold him as well, possibly. But as I say, I think at the moment, I think as far as I know, all of Demon's units have been routed, and I think all of Crypto's units have been routed as well, to my knowledge. So if that is the case, you can see how much this has been a real battle of attrition there. If all of Demon's units... Oh no, I think I can see one of his units left there. One blue Scipii unit fighting there against these Pontus pikemen. But as I say here, I'm going to try and attack them here just to pin and hold them there, where I'm hoping my Greek sister ally could get some units in behind. Right, can you see the Pontus general put his pikes up there? Now when he puts his pikes up, if you attack that unit quickly, you can get in close before he puts his pikes down. Watch out for that with pike units and spear units. If they put those units up, rush in there quick with your Roman infantry, and usually you can get in so close you can do a lot of damage. Okay, so as you can see here, I'm pinning and holding those Pontus units to hopefully allow my Greek city ally to be able to move units into the rear of those Pontus units there and maybe rout them. Okay, so as I say, you can see there a couple of my units already being routed there in the battle. As I say, that's the problem when you fight pikes head on. You start losing so many men with Roman units that you can start seeing a lot of units of yours rout. Okay, but as I say, you can see our Greek sisters ally pushing in from the rear there. Very good use of Spartans there by Pompey. But as I say, I think ESRAX is doing extremely well here with his fully upgraded Pontus pikemen. And TR's archers are shooting fire arrows into us all the time there. You can see I'm charging my infantry in now. We're really putting pressure on the Pontus general here. As I say, I've still got some pilots left, I think, with one of my units that I've just thrown in, and I'm now charging in there. So all my units plus our Greek city ally are all charging into Pontus there. Now as I say, TR's got a couple of archer units here. It's been shooting fire arrows into us for a long time. Now remember, fire arrows don't just cause casualties, they lower the morale of troops as well. So not only, as I say, we're suffering casualties, he's lowering the morale of our troops as we're engaging those Pontus pikemen. So as I say, this could be a very, very close going down to the wire battle here as we're pushing in here. As I say, I'm really surging forward with my infantry into these pikes, really trying to get close to those pikemen to try and kill them, but it is quite difficult doing that. I see a Brutii cavalry unit just charging, but like I say, look at how I'm trying to fight down those pikes there to kill the pikemen on the other end. It's very, very difficult, and as I say, they can kill my men quite easily with those long pikes. The only way I'm getting close to them is because I'm coming in from the flank there. Okay, so as I say, you can see our Greek city ally has engaged, I think, most of his units there. I've got all my Julii units pressing in on there as well. Now, if you notice here, can you see I'm surging my troops forward? You see, really pushing on all my Roman units to run into those Pontus units that are left. Really surging forward there, along with my Greek city's ally, who's also pushing his way in there. And we've managed to, I managed to take out the all the Pontus pikemen there in our team. It looks like it's managed to go on to win. I say, I thought ESRAX played that Pontus really well there, but what a spread out battlefield. This is all the way over here. You can see the piles of dead over on that one flank, and as we move down from that flank to the centre there, you can see more and more dead. So as I say, a very, very spread out battle all the way down here. As I say, you can see all the dead here. And as we move closer and closer to the centre there, you'll start seeing more and more piles of dead where the battle became even more intense. Just look at that pile of dead there. The intensity of the fighting at this particular part of the battlefield, you can just tell by how many dead there are. And this was a real battle of attrition, because I don't think that there's any of Demon's units left or any of Crypto's units left. So that just goes to show how much of a battle of attrition this was. As far as I'm aware, I don't think there are, but there might be a battle damage. But as I say, you can see there the intensity of the fighting. That's all the troops we got left. Oh, here you are. Demon has got a unit left with 5 men left in it. Okay, so out of his entire army, I think he's got 5 men left in it. And did I see? And there we go. And I think Crypto's got 1 unit left there with 15 men left in. That is the entirety of his army, and that was the entirety of Demon's army. So as you can see, There's a very close battle and a real battle of attrition there. And if you look at Pompey's at 12 men in that unit and 3 men in that unit, and these guys got 2 hit points and excellent specifications as well on top of that. So you can see that we have lost a lot of our men here in this battle. And do you reckon it's going to be an average victory, or do you reckon it'll be a close victory? What do you think your money's on here when you see the units that are left here? But I just can't get over the intensity of this battle, and you can see with the piles of dead here how intense it was. I think it's just TR's got a couple of archer units left that he's still shooting fire arrows into us, but my guess is he will admit defeat soon. As I say, at this stage of the battle, as we said in other battle videos, it's best to get into the lobby. Let's host up a new battle and get a new battle going. So as I say there, looks like our team has managed to go on and win this real battle of attrition. And there we go. The first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game. It was a really great battle there, and as we thought it would be, a close victory, a very close victory there. So I say well done to everybody in the game, and the highest kills in the game goes to Brotherhood member Pompey with his Greek cities, 1,808 kills. So well done to Pompey with the Spartans there, he did extremely well. But also well done to IOW ESRAX with what some people call a lesser 31k faction, 1,641 kills with Pontus. So really well done for ESRAX there with Pontus. Thought he played really well with that faction, and as I say, some people refer to it as a lesser faction. So well done to IOW ESRAX, great kills there and well handled of Pontus. Well done to BARCLAYMAN, did well with his Carthage army there, got some good kills too. Well done to TR, great kills, did well with his Brutii army, and unfortunately for LANDO, probably didn't get the kills that he wanted to, bearing in mind he had 17 infantry units, 2 cavalry and an armoured cavalry general, but maybe he just got a little bit carried away, got a little bit isolated, and unfortunately for him, his army got taken out. So actually well played to everybody in the game. Well done to Crypto, got some good kills there, 1,378 kills. That old army of mine, smallest army on the battlefield, got some good kills too, 1,492, not bad. Well done to Demon, got some good kills as well there. And as I say, well done to Pompey, highest kills in the game with his Greek cities army. So just to say, I thought this was a great, exciting battle, very close battle. Please give us a thumbs up if you liked it, or please leave a comment. It's always nice to read your thoughts on our battles. Spartan Commander saying bye for now, see you soon.